to the Town of Dudley Council on Aging meeting. Before we start our meeting, we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Jim, would you like to take attendance?
Okay, Emma?
Here.
Joan?
Here.
Walter?
Yes.
Fred? It's easy.
Absent?
I'm going to mention your name. Alice? Oh, there's a B.
Hi, B.
B?
Just started.
Good. It's okay.
Okay. And absent is Joe Battieri.
Just Joan, right.
You can.
Emma, would you like to read minutes
For me?
of the meeting? No, because
Okay. The minutes of the town of meeting for Tuesday, September 22nd, 2015. Open meeting and Pledge of Allegiance attendance. We have a new chair, but Emma Cody was the chair. Opened the meeting at 3:33 p.m. The first order of business was the Pledge of Allegiance. Attendance was then taken by Ms. Langlois, Walter Spielkowski, Beatrice Bouvier, Emma Cody, Jim Doria, and Alice Langlois was present. Clerk Joan Gardecki was also in attendance. Josephine Bortieri was absent. We have a reorganization. Mr. Doria nominated Ms. Langlois as chair. Mrs. Bouvier seconded unanimous 5-0 vote. Mrs. Bouvier volunteered to stay on as vice chair. Unanimous 5-0. Mr. Doria nominated Walter Spielkowski as financial reporter. He refused. Mrs. Cody then volunteered for the position. Unanimous 5-0. Mrs. Cody read an email from Maureen Sad, SCM Elderbus Office Manager, and a letter from Timothy O'Day, Elderbus Executive Director, requesting that COA appoint a member to the Elderbus Board of Directors. Mr. Spielkowski volunteered for this position. Mr. Doria seconded, unanimous 5-0 vote. By the way, did you go to the meeting?
I didn't go to the meeting, but I was appointed.
Okay. Minutes on 6/23/15. Mrs. Langlois read the minutes. Mrs. Bouvier made a motion to accept the minutes as read. Mr. Doria seconded, unanimous 5-0 vote. There were no appointments, no other correspondence. Financial report would have been or was Walter Spielkowski. There was none. Coordinators report, summer 2015. Ms. Bouvier read the coordinators report beginning with September, after which Mr. Spielkowski made a motion to accept the coordinators report as read. Mrs. Langlois seconded, unanimous 4-0 vote. Mr. Doria had left the room. Pasta dinner. Mr. Doria noted that he believes that the senior center is a community center. The pasta dinner was planned and is cooked by him and Mrs. Langlois, and anybody is welcome. After discussion, Mrs. Spielkowski stated that the center was designed for seniors and the fire laws allow 50 people, and this should be discussed with the Board of Selectmen. Mr. Doria left the meeting to make an appointment to do so and did not return to the meeting before adjournment. Other business. Mr. Spielkowski wants to discuss the timing of the minutes. Discussion ensued regarding the letter that Mrs. Gardecki drafted to the town administrator, Greg Beluconis, with COA request and placed in Mrs. Cody's file for review and for signature. Mrs. Gardecki also emailed the letter to COA coordinator, Margaret Boussier, to forward to Mrs. Cody. Mr. Spiewakowski will speak to Mrs. Boussier regarding this matter. Mr. Spiewakowski also stated that he wants to have the minutes within 2 weeks. Mrs. Cody read a memo from Administrative Secretary Michelle Jarvis that a flu clinic will be held tomorrow between 2 and 3 for employees, elected and appointed officials, and their family members. Mrs. Cody also read a memo that when a scheduled meeting date is changed or canceled, they should let Mrs. Gardecki know so that she may notify Fred Sugar, the videotaper. Mrs. Gardecki will be on vacation next week, so she won't be in the office. Next meeting and adjournment. The next meeting of the Council on Aging will be on Tuesday, October 20th, 2015 at 3:30 p.m. in the Dudley Municipal Complex, Veterans Memorial Hall, room 321A. Mrs. Bouvier made a motion to adjourn. Mrs. Langlois seconded, unanimous. Vote taken was 4-0. Meeting adjourned at 4:15 p.m. Respectfully submitted by Joan Gardecki.
Would someone like to make a motion to accept the minutes as read?
I'll
Motion
second
to
that.
accept.
Everybody in favor of accepting
that's what it
the
is.
minutes?
You gotta say that.
Everyone in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Okay.
Anybody against?
Anyone against the minutes? No? Okay, there were no appointments, no correspondence. Do you have anything to report on the financial report? Emma?
I will give the report such as it is. Just got this from, did you say her name was? It never
Debbie.
Debbie. We have the balance remaining is $14,681.98. We also have balance remaining in the state funds was $789.12. I don't think that was in a minus. Okay. Then we had COA gift for elevator was $540. These are things that we were looking at in expenditures for the elevator for the elderly in the town of Dudley. We also have donations were in the amount of $1,643.77. We also have itemized appropriation, expenditure, and encumbrance transactions account first through the last of the month from July 2015 to June 2016. There is $221.61, and I believe that's what was left over from the pasta meals.
Could be.
Is that correct?
That could be, yeah.
Okay. That was $221.61.
The $1,000 donated, I know who donated, but I'm not gonna say anything until you have to find out who donated that money. I think it'd be nice to say thank you to the person who donated.
Well, I agree
But they
with you,
donated
but-
twice, they did twice. And So I think we should
Does
start.
anybody know who donated this?
Well, I know P&A been donating money.
Okay.
Okay?
The VNA?
The P&A, yes.
Okay.
P&A been donated the money twice, I remember, but I remember not exactly how much, but that's why I wanted to know about that $1,000. But anyway, we should thank you, P&A, for the donation that, for the senior center. We really appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you.
A big thank you very much for the seniors, for the town of Dudley, from the VNA, and we'd like to thank them very much.
Yeah, P&A.
VNA.
No,
Oh,
P&A,
PNA, excuse
yes.
me. Okay.
Of Dudley.
Yep.
I live right here, yeah, of Dudley, yeah. Okay, good.
Okay.
Good. What's next?
Okay, the coordinators report. Walter, would you like to read
Is there
that?
any discussion?
Do we have to, do you want to
Oh, we
discuss
can make a
anything?
discussion, yeah, we
Well,
should.
you know, one of the items you noted in there was $14,000. What's that? What is the 14,000?
That was donation for whatever the
$14,000.
$14,000? I don't know. Wait a minute. 14,681. These are funds that are distributed by the town, no, excuse me, by the state.
Okay, so then by formula, that is the amount that we just received
According
for the
to,
entire
No.
year?
according to the amount of elderly people in the
Really?
town of Dudley.
The question is that for the entire year or is that for a half year?
That's for the whole year, I'm imagining.
After that was for previous years. We haven't received this year's yet.
Okay, so there is no balance in that account then?
Yes, there is.
Well, what is it?
$14,000.
You said it was just received for last year.
No, previous years, years ago. That's what's left.
Well, what have we
Okay.
received for the current year?
We had a big balance before because we never used it. Now the balance is dwindling down,
Why?
and
The
Do you know
the
why?
grant stuff,
this was
There
the
was-
monies that were appropriated to the town of Dudley for use of the senior center. And that's money in the past that we've used. We have bought coffee makers, we have bought dishes, we have bought, and these are all things, that's the money that's left from the 20-some-odd thousand dollars.
no, they're two different things. They're two different things. Is
Can I
that your
can I say
interpretation?
something?
Jim?
Just last meeting we had $20,000 that we read.
That's what I
Okay,
thought we
now,
had.
I don't care if we spend the money, but I would like to know what they're for. It's enough for the Pasadena, it's enough for the COVID thing, it's enough for the, because there we bought there way, 3 years ago. So, we want to know this $5,000 or $4,000 out of there, what did it go to? What did we spend on? They must have said something there.
So far, I'm not understanding it because the last time I checked, we had no funds for the, from the state for it. And now you're saying we've got 14,000. Well, that was since the last time it was reported.
Right.
So did we get it for this year?
Not yet.
Well, then we
That's
shouldn't have
not yet.
anything. We didn't have anything 2 months ago.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we had a
We didn't have
balance.
$20,000, Walter. $20,000 we had, not they used
No,
it.
that's, the 20,000 was something that's been in the account for a long, long time.
Right. And
It
it's
is not the
accrued.
state grant at all. It is not the state
Donation.
grant.
We haven't gotten it yet, the state
Then there should be
grant.
no balance then in the state grant account.
In the old state grant account, the new state grant account, there should be no balance, and there isn't, because it has not yet come
Well, that's
in.
what I'm saying, but you're saying there's 14,000.
But that's from monies that were not spent in previous years. That's my
We
understanding.
always spend the $10,000 roughly that we get each year for budgeted expenses, and there's usually no balance at the end of the year.
There hasn't been because we've been spending it.
Well, yeah, well then I don't understand this 14,000 that you're talking about, and you're saying it's for a current year amount given by the government for a number of senior individuals in town. I'd like to get a clarification of it, if you would, Emma, and find out, whether this year's appropriation from the government is in those figures or not in those figures. It was my understanding that the government would send 50% of it in at one time and 50% at a later date, which equals the amount roughly of $14,000 that we've been getting year in, year out.
Why
Based
don't
on
we
the number of
have,
people.
why don't we just have Emma check it out and find out
If you would.
exactly
Next meeting,
what's going on, and we'll discuss it at
We
the
need
next
to know
meeting.
what it is that's there.
Well, I can give a little bit of the expenditures if you'd like me to, because it's here.
No, we're looking for balance.
The balance that was left was $14,681.98.
But we
But
didn't
that
get
is-
anything for this year.
After we have paid the payroll again, water, internet service, payroll, computer, 1,188. Okay, manifest payroll, water again.
What's water for?
well, we got downstairs, we have to do
have
more
to
of
find
it.
out.
Jugs of water.
Yeah, the jugs, right.
And then we have 1, 2, 3 more payrolls from Margaret. The internet is $158.94. COA meal supplies, $84.59. Payroll manifest, it says $599.01. Again, $32.52 and $32.52. There was a refrigerator that had to be bought because our refrigerator conked out. It was getting too old. That was $1,079. Supplies again, $47.95. Payroll again, manifest, is $599.01. COA supplies, $342.87. Drinking water, $777. Payroll. That comes up to $5,327.65.
And we have a balance in that account?
Yeah, that balance is $14,681.98. Balance remaining. And that is before we got our grant.
No, this is this year's.
This, we've already gotten this year?
No, you
Yeah.
have spent $700-something out of it.
Okay. We haven't gotten it yet, but when we do get it, this is what we've got to spend.
No, you've already spent that.
This, okay.
No, you've already spent the $700. This is a different one.
Yep. That was the other one.
So we should be meeting a bit to go.
5,327.65. That's the same as this, that balances.
Confusing issue to me.
Do you want to put this on hold and we'll,
Let's let her find out what it is.
we'll have,
I'm
you'll
totally
have to find
confused.
out.
The remaining balance of what we had to spend, that we've already spent, is $789.12. So
You don't have anything.
we don't have this yet.
So that balance is zero, or is it 14?
It's $729.
$729, not
And 12 cents.
14,000.
No, she had the wrong account.
Okay. Who had the wrong account?
I did,
Oh, okay.
okay?
Excuse me, that's my
So do we
phone.
have to,
Never rings, but I'll shut it off.
Do anything with this, or do we go on to the next?
No, we have to wait for our grant to come in.
Yeah.
It's always late from the state because they've got so many things they have to pay. But I can check with Emmett and find out what the status quo is.
Well, let's
I don't
If you'd
mind
like to
doing
do
that.
table it till next month. Let's
Yeah.
just table next month, that we we know more clear of us thing.
Okay.
Okay, so, do you have any other questions, Walter?
No, I think
Do
we
you
need
wanna
a
read-
clarification. I'm not sure what we have.
You want to read the coordinator's report now?
Pardon?
Coordinator's report?
Yeah, I'd be glad to read it.
Okay.
The Council on Aging report for October 2015. A reminder that the Medicare open enrollment is from October 15th through December 7th, 2015. Even if you are happy with your current Medicare coverage, you should take a look at other Medicare options in your area, which may better suit your individual needs in 2016. SHINE, that's an abbreviation for something.
Shine Council.
Counselors are available to help answer your insurance options. You can call 800-AGE-INFO/800-243-4636 if you want to get a telephone answer. That phone number again is 800-243-4636. If you're unsure, you could always call the Council on Aging, and they'll give you that number if you should forget it. Tri-Valley also has a SHINE Council available by appointment, and if you call them at 508-949-6640, they'll make an appointment for you with a SHINE counselor to help you in your choice. Hands Helping Address the Needs of Dudley Seniors is a nonprofit group comprised of Dudley residents, employees, and business owners here to help Dudley seniors whose good planning is no longer enough to meet their monthly food, heating, and utility expenses. Hands will provide aid for, pardon me, I lost my place here, will provide for those who qualify through grants paid directly to heating and utility companies. If you are 60 years of age or older, a resident of Dudley, and find yourself in need of heating or utility assistance, please pick up an application at the Dudley Senior Center. Applications are now available and must be received by December 31st, 2015. For more information or to receive an application, call 508-949-8013. Excuse me again, 508-949-8010, extension 3, and leave a message for the Council on Aging coordinator, whose name is Margaret. Please don't forget to leave your phone number on voicemail so that she can contact you as soon as she is able. The Alzheimer's Association hotline offering expert advice free of charge. When you have questions about memory problems, Alzheimer's disease, caregiving, or brain health, boy, I'm loading you with telephone numbers so that if you forget any of them, call the Senior Center and Margaret will be glad to help you out. If you're interested in Alzheimer's Association hotline, the number is 800-272-3900. Support for families in need. Time is coming for the holidays, and save the date for our annual Senior Center Christmas party on Friday, December 18th at noon. Tickets are $12 and will be available in November. Margaret is currently shopping for a caterer for the event, much like she did last year. We would also like to repeat the gift card giving to Food Share if people are willing. I hope you agree that last year's party was great. On October 26th, which is coming up very shortly, there's a happy birthday cake from Brookside Rehab after lunch here at the Senior Center, and we thank you if you'd like to attend. October 27th, there is a flu clinic here between 10:30 and 11:30. That's at the Senior Center, hosted by Harrington Hospital. No appointment is necessary, just show up. In case you missed that one, there's also a flu clinic at Joshua Place from 1 to 2 p.m. that same day. October 30th at noon, Senior Center is planning an Oktoberfest. Come join us for an authentic German-inspired lunch featuring Knockwurst, bratwurst, German bread, German potato salad, dessert, coffee, and tea. Oktoberfest lunch tickets are $4 per person and available in the Council on Aging office on Mondays and Fridays or through Alice at 508-461-9424, or Inga, who is primarily leading that effort, on Monday and Friday at the Senior Center. You will be serenaded with music and videos from Bavaria and greeted by our very own German hostess, Inga Gassner, wearing her native, boy, there's a word I've never seen, D-I-R-N-D-L. I wouldn't even try to pronounce it. It's a dress. If you'd like, please wear your best costume as we will be giving out Halloween treats. Ongoing weekly schedule. On Mondays, there is chair yoga with Joanne LaLiberty. Class in full swing, 10:30 to 11:30, and it's free. Tri-Valley Lunch is now served at 11:30 a.m. on Mondays, $3 voluntary donation. Please respond to Margaret at 508-949-8010 at extension 3, at least a day in advance, so they can order the food. Please note, Ms. Inga Gassner is now in charge of the lunch club. Thank you for volunteering to help us. On Tuesday at 1 p.m., this 13-card pitch, and it's probably one of the heaviest attended events, which is loads up the Senior Center, and a lot of people like to play 13-card pitch. And also on that day, there are the Dudley Senior Needleworkers. On Wednesday, 1 p.m., Dudley Senior Needleworkers and Scrabble players. On Thursday, 1 p.m., if you'd like to play cribbage. On Friday, chair yoga from 9 to 10. We do get a donation from Panera Bread, and it's here and available to those who want some at 10:30 a.m. Tri-Valley Lunch is served at 11:30, followed by bingo. Please note there will be no bingo on October 30th due to the Oktoberfest. Did you know, seniors, you are welcome to attend any of our programs regardless of where you live. Remember, Panera Bread donation is here on Fridays at 10:30 a.m. Thank you.
Is there any discussion?
Yes, one. Tri-Valley Lunch now is changed from 12 to 11:30.
Yeah, on Mondays.
On Mondays, as well as Friday.
Right.
Okay.
To 12?
Thank you.
So that's the two meals that they prepare, so they're both at 12 o'clock?
11:30.
11:30 now, they changed 11:30.
Okay.
Now, let's get back to this bingo fiasco.
Okay.
I left the paper home. I think Margaret had given it to you to tell you that she's been calling Webster.
To who?
The person that's in charge of the Webster Senior Center, because they get all new, brand new equipment down there.
Mm-hmm.
And they had their board and everything else. But apparently this lady, or whomever it is, never answered Margaret as to what's happening.
That's what I heard,
Yeah,
yes.
she's
She's not returning her
answered
calls.
her at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know what our procedure is there because she's not answered. But Margaret did say
Well-
that a new board would cost $1,200 on that paper that I had, that I left home.
Yeah. That's just for the board, plus you need the equipment to go with it.
That's only for the board?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
No, it's for everything.
It's for everything?
It should be for
Well,
everything.
that's not a bad price.
No, it's not.
For a brand new
Was
board?
I right in the price? Because I forgot my paper at home. You don't remember?
I haven't seen any.
It was in my box, and I had to leave because I had to go get my stupid hearing aids again.
But that's for a brand new board?
I don't know
One thing
exactly
to the
what
other,
it
you know.
entails because it wasn't stated on the paper that I received.
No.
So I'm not going to say it was or it wasn't because I really don't know.
Can we vote to accept the coordinator's report.
That's right. See, we jump into one
As
thing to
written.
the other. We should first do one thing. I will,
Second it.
accept the report the way it was read.
Well, let me motion. Someone make the motion to please
All
accept
right,
the
well,
coordination's
then do
report as
that, then
reported.
stop the next one, okay? Not when I got
Okay,
one, okay?
fine.
Go ahead.
I just
All
said
in
it.
favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None?
Somebody second.
I second.
You did the first.
I made a motion on me, yeah, see, then now you gotta do, somebody's gonna do the
I'll
second.
second
I
that.
seconded it.
Okay, you did, okay, so
I thought
everything's,
you had
okay, everybody's,
I didn't know we had to make a motion on that, okay?
well, yeah, I know,
All right.
you learn it, it's okay. Everything new, but, so now,
Any
B,
other?
you
We'll,
want?
we'll maybe do that under business, other business, Joan? Should we talk about that under other business?
Yeah.
Wait till we get down, you got your agenda there?
No, I don't have, I only have
report.
the front page.
You have the agenda here, okay? When we get to this, then we can speak about,
Okay.
okay? All right. Jim, do you have anything to say about the pasta dinner?
Yeah, I would like to thank all the people that make the pasta dinner successful for 3.5 years. I really appreciate it. Thank you, and I'd like to say thank you to everybody. And we will start it again after the holidays, after New Year, because we have a Thanksgiving and Christmas, so it's going to be kind of, So, and it's going to be a little better program coming up. You guys are going to be surprised. Thank you for everything.
It's going to be hard to beat, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
You do a great job.
And Alice.
Okay, and the Oktoberfest, we already spoke about it. It's on Friday, October 30th at noon, and it's $4. Okay. Now, other business, I have a letter here that I think is kind of important. It's was sent to the COA. It's from the Central Massachusetts Agency on Aging, and it has to do about the bad news for some Medicare beneficiaries. The year 2016 will send shockwaves to about 30% of Medicare beneficiaries, or roughly 7 million Americans. They're going to be paying a lot more for their monthly Medicare Part B premium. Individuals affected will see their monthly premiums rise from about $104.90 to $159.30. It all has to do with a legal provision that addresses cost of living adjustments for Social Security benefits and the fact that there won't be an adjustment next year. Unless there is action by Congress or the Department of Health and Human Services, the premium increases will go into effect in 2016. A bill to block the premium spikes was recently introduced, but the outcome is pending. Here's what you need to know. The premiums will affect new enrollees in 2016, enrollees who don't collect Social Security yet, enrollees with high incomes, dual Medicare, Medicaid beneficiaries. If you're part of this group, you'll want to do some extra planning. Those who have deferred claiming Social Security and who enroll in Part B for the first time in 2016 may want to consider enrolling earlier if they are already 65 and are eligible. Individuals can avoid higher premiums if they start receiving their Social Security benefits and have their premiums deducted in November and December 2015. If you are already on Medicare or could apply immediately, and you are going to start Social Security benefits in the next year or so, and you are not subject to a high income threshold, some financial advisors say you should consider applying for both of those benefits right now. By filing earlier and receiving both your Social Security benefits and Medicare by the end of 2015, you'll fall into the group that will exempt from the premium increase. Generally, filing a month in advance is sufficient.
So that means that we're not getting a raise this
No,
year.
we're not.
No, we're not going to
It's
give
been on.
this.
That means that everybody who is already receiving these monies and who is already on Medicare A, B, and C will not be affected, just the new enrollees. That's my understanding, is that correct?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Very confusing issue, and there were there are resources that are available to people, and most people think if they have insurance, then why change it, okay? And if you like what you're getting and you like the rates that you're paying, then that's fine. But there are so many people that offer insurance, and there are different rates in all of these places, okay? And you can change every single year if that's what you want to do.
But no more than once a year.
Once every year is just what I
That's
said.
and it's always a good idea to make an appointment with a Shine counselor to update the information. Maybe what you already have is good, but in case there's something better, you should see.
Yeah, and there are a variety of them, and AARP is one of those people that provide a pretty good plan, and you know, I've been tossed from one plan to another because of the doctors that are involved, and Tufts was in the area at one time, and they left last year, and now they're back again. So conditions change. In a lot of situations, there is no premium for some kind of limited coverage.
And or copay.
Pardon?
Right.
And or copay.
And there
This
are a
is
lot
new
of different
this year.
choices, okay? So, you know, it's important, I think, that you look into them, and if you
Yes.
need help, then contact the senior center coordinator or contact Shine or somebody to talk about it. And don't leave the phone until you get an answer, because it's complex. So don't feel that it isn't something you want to talk about. I think it's to your benefit to try and do something about it.
Excuse me.
That's very
Where
true.
did you say that Tufts was not here last year?
Yeah.
I've been on Tufts for the last year and this year.
Okay,
and the
Tufts
year before.
was not servicing this area.
It was, because I was on it.
Well, they told me they weren't covering
I
it.
was on it all year long.
Well, you know, that's my knowledge. They
Tufts has
told me they
bought out
wouldn't.
Reliant.
Pardon?
Tufts has bought out Reliant. Reliant used to belong to Fallon.
They
Now
refused my
Tufts is-
insurance for this year.
That's something,
Okay,
because that's what
let's
belongs.
move on.
Okay, let's move on.
Under other businesses, you have anything to say
No, I have nothing to say.
about the bingo?
No, I thought that I don't know what to do about it. I have
Yeah,
no
well,
inclination.
I had
whatsoever.
asked Margaret if she would go there to the senior center and talk
They're
to
all
the
set.
lady.
I know they're all moved into the new building.
You know, I mean, if they're not responding because they have sold it to someone else, then they should let us know.
They should at least let us
Yeah,
know.
they
I
should
am
let us
really
know.
wholehearted, but I think it would bring more people in because, like I said,
Oh, I
there's
know it
only
would,
6
yeah.
of us,
Yes, I know.
and they're going to kick me out pretty soon. 'Cause I-
Regarding older business, we had a couple of situations that were left over, not from last meeting, but the one before that, that involved a couple of letters, involving a couple of things we were looking for an answer for. One of them was an item that I brought up for dog license fees for people over 70 years old, and someone was going to get back to the town administrator, and there was a letter for you that you never got. Were you able to pick up that letter at all? Was it in your folder, or you couldn't find your folder? So it probably is in the folder.
It's possible.
But, you know, what we're lacking, I think, is some follow-up, because we talk about things and they never finish, okay? I've talked to the administrator. He was here that day, as a matter of fact. He spoke about the bingo thing, and these things have gone by the board without any answer. So I think we need to have some correspondence with those people and ask them what's going on. I went one step further with the licenses, and I asked Aura to give me a count of the number of people the age of 70 or over who have dogs that are licensed, and she came up with a figure roughly of about 140 people. Okay, well, that translates into approximately $2,500 reduction in fees if it were to go through. Now, cities like Worcester are doing it, and because we don't get funding from the town except for the $100, I think it's an issue I think we ought to bring up again. I'll be glad to find out what's necessary, if it's a change in the bylaws or what it is, or somehow get it on the ballot to see if that's feasible. But I think we owe something to the seniors. Okay, we're not getting anything for our seniors. Now, some people don't want to admit they're a senior. I don't. You know, I think I'm still a 16-year-old, but I'm not. But, you know, as the population gets older, they're more reluctant to admit they're getting older. But we all are, unfortunately.
No,
But-
fortunately.
Pardon?
Fortunately.
Fortunately?
We are getting older.
Yeah, fortunately, you're right, you're right. But I'm trying to take the mentality that we have in doing things, not so much to spending money, but to look for what's good for our senior population in town. What can we do for them? As a matter of fact, I was reading an article in one of the computer magazines, and I ran across an app that is used by teachers, and they're using it to communicate with their students with some of their stuff, and there are questionnaires that go out with this app asking them to respond. And I thought, well, that might be a good idea to try and reach seniors somehow. I mean, are we reaching the seniors through this meeting? I don't think so, because a lot of people don't even know what channel it's on. And a lot of people maybe have DirecTV or something like that, and they don't get it anyway. So I'm just wondering how much communication we're giving or getting from outside people. I'd like to get some input from them. What do you want from the senior center? I don't know how you accomplish it, but
You go by, I mean, doing this stuff like this, you know, how, but maybe we make a suggestion because we are working for the senior. I mean, we trying to get better stuff for the senior. That's why we are here. So why don't we ourselves make a suggestion, like you said, anybody over 70, let's give them a break. Don't charge, you know, or 75, whatever. It's up to us to bring it up, and then we go to the administrator, we go to, you know, whatever we have to do, and see what happens. It's the only thing
I'm
we
looking
can do.
for ideas more than anything.
I know,
because we're
but
very limited with
I
the
don't
number
know
of people
how
that
you
we
get
have.
ideas. I don't know.
You
You know,
know?
we get ideas of that. That the people, maybe we should send something to their mail when they receive a newspaper from, you know, the free newspaper on Thursday. Maybe we should make some kind of a paper and to put them inside. I want to go to the newspaper and try and shove those things in, and maybe they will see what are we talking about, and see, maybe we have support from that.
Yeah, I think the more people we get involved,
yeah,
the better
yeah.
this
I think it's a
committee
good- I
can
think it's a good
operate
idea. It's
and
a
know
good
what
idea.
they're looking for, because maybe they aren't looking for anything. I don't
Walter,
know.
Can you tell anybody so that the seniors would know, how did this come about to begin with?
How did what come
It started
about?
out, the fee for a dog, the yearly fee, it was $7, $5 if you had a dog spayed years ago. Then it went up to $12. Now all of a sudden,
It's 20.
$20. Where did that come from?
At least have a discount.
That has to come from the selectmen at that point. They vote on the bylaws, and they have the option to make that decision, and they did. Probably in conjunction with trying to get more money for budget purposes, but I don't think it's fair to the elders to do
put it
that.
on the elderly's backs.
No, I mean, there are some
Right.
elders that probably have 3 dogs. I know of several people who have 3 dogs, so that's $60 a year. And there are people that don't get their dogs licensed, we all know that.
Yeah.
Okay, and some do. But I just think in fairness to those people at that age group, at least as, even though we're not helping all the senior people, at least helping some of them. But right now, you know, we give them a dinner here or there and a goodbyes, and Jim, you put on the dinners, which are great without question. Okay, but how else can we help those people? I mean, I understand that seniors, or however it's measured, and I think it's over 60, the United States is growing at the rate of 10,000 seniors a day. And 85 or over is one of the largest groups. That's a fact. Okay, so the population is getting older and older every day, and we're not providing anything for them. Okay, we're trying to, okay, but I think more people need stuff than you can imagine.
think what we can do, we can make a motion, and that's what we like to do for the senior, and then we go before the selectmen, and we told them what we decide to do, and if they vote, yes, maybe for the senior, let them, maybe even if they do have a price, or if they don't want to take all, at least do half. You know,
A discount of some sort
$10 is
anyway.
better than 20.
Yeah.
So,
Right,
and
it
I'm
is.
sure the selectmen and Greg, I'm sure that they will do some, but we have to do it. We have to do it, and we got to present to them.
Well,
You
you
know,
know, I've
Greg always
gone these
says,
steps.
get a
and
letter,
not
get a
getting
letter
it.
written
Well, that's
and bring
the
it to
only
him.
thing that will do it.
A letter.
You know, let's do it then.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Now, it should come
You be in
from
charge, make
the
a-
board, okay? I mean, I'll be glad to try and write it up, whatever it takes to change the thing.
All right.
Then let's put it in motion and put it in the hands of the administrator, who will bring it to the selectmen's attention.
Right.
And then go from there. At least it's gonna get a hearing at that point.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
So I'll be glad to help you
So
with
at
the
what
letter.
age would you
think
consider
70, I
at
think
least
70.
65?
65 or 70.
70.
70 or over.
70?
70, yeah.
Yeah. It's surprising how
What do
many
you think,
people
Joe?
have
70?
dogs 70 or over.
Yeah, that'd be good, yeah.
So we want to make
It's a start.
A
Let's make a
motion.
motion, that what Walt said, well, that's what you said, so I'm gonna make
Well,
a motion.
we want to make a motion to, what, write a letter to Greg, to the administrator, town
Yeah,
administrator?
with
And then
perhaps
we
a
have to
copy to the
regarding-
selectmen?
Huh?
Perhaps a copy to the selectmen?
Yeah.
Okay, and
I
a
mean, I
copy
don't
to
want
the
to go over
select-
anybody's head, but
Right, right.
so far, we've got no
Lowering
answers.
the fee for seniors 70 and over. Would
Right.
someone like to make a motion?
I make a
mo-
motion, okay.
I second it.
Okay, yeah, second that.
Okay, I make a motion that we write a letter
I just
with
said.
Walter being in charge of it.
Right.
And we ask Michelle to put schedule it on.
And that's what you will do.
Yeah.
Right.
We'd
So
recommend
that this can be discussed, that any senior over 70
Right.
will not have to pay that $20.
Now, we're
Because
saying not lowering the rate, we're
But the-
saying exempt things.
Exempting
Exempt
the,
it all, okay.
okay,
When you're
exempting.
on-
The cost would be
The cost
about
of-
$2,500.
Yeah.
When you're on a
I don't
fixed
think-
income, that $20 is very precious to come by.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
it's either do the dog, you've got to pay for it, you've got to feed it, you've got to make sure it's well, or just not have the
Yeah.
animal. And
I'll be glad to write the letter.
A lot of seniors, there's no
Okay.
choice.
I'd like to give it to you, okay, so that you can give it to the secretary and she can type it up. Okay, and then get it to you and notify you, the chairman, so that she can get a hold of it and sign it and give it to the selectman, or give it to the administrator, and see if we can get something going on it, because the longer we talk about it, it
Right.
just
Nothing's
happens.
happening.
It's not going anywhere.
We're spinning
If we
out
can-
wheels.
if
I
we
don't
can
really
get
believe
exempt,
they would give you a complete
know.
exemption, but maybe they could give you a 50% discount. for the
But let's
70.
start with
But
the.
that's what I'm trying to say. Let's not insist to get, we could go half to, after we present this
well,
first. We present
Let's
this
go.
first.
Yeah, let's go
Yeah,
with
the
Full
the,
amount. If
present
that
that,
doesn't
you know.
work and they
But
come
leave the
back and
things
say we
open,
can't
you know.
afford
Don't say
to or
that they do
something.
this or not.
You know, and I keep bringing up the fact that a while back, I contacted the Boston office of Council on Aging, and they sent me a list of towns and how much they contribute, all of them in the same number of people that we have here in town. There were 25 towns on that list. 24 of them gave $25,000 or more. I'm sorry, Dudley was on the list for $500 or whatever it is they can come up with. I'm not suggesting they jump from nothing to 25,000, but certainly they should be taking an interest in the seniors in this town, and they should start doing it now, because it's only going to grow.
According to the amount of seniors there are in the town.
Yeah.
So it's important to the
That's what we're
seniors.
here for, to trying to help the senior. And if we don't bring something up, then, you know, if we don't bring, yeah, okay.
we're going to make a vote?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's.
Okay,
vote.
who,
Well, she made the motion, I second, and,
Vote.
we didn't know, didn't we already do that?
no, we didn't, honey.
I thought she,
She made a motion.
Yeah, but now you gotta say
Seconded.
everybody's in favor.
oh, is everyone in favor?
Right.
Aye.
Aye.
Any negative, nays? No?
Okay, that's it. Beautiful.
Okay, all right. Any other business? Okay. The next meeting of the Council on Aging will be on Tuesday, November 17th, 2015, at 3:30 p.m. in the Dudley Municipal Complex, Veterans Memorial Hall, room 321A.
Thank you, Mrs. Chairman.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn this
I
meeting.
second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.